Hi guys, it's Colette, and today I'm going to be doing a top coat comparison. On one hand, I'm going to be using Seche Vite, and on the other hand, I'm going to be using Seche Vive. So if you'd like to see who came out the winner, just stay tuned. Starting out with clean, dry nails, I'm going to apply my base coat. And in addition to being the top coat comparison video, this is also the start of my third try with the Madame Glam Peel Off Base Coat. And I got a lot of tips from my viewers in the last couple videos. And one thing everyone said on the last one, which was kind of a fail, was make a thicker coat or even do 2 coats of the peel off base. So I'll admit for some reason I'm really resistant to doing 2 coats of the base, but I am going to try and make it a thick coat. And with this glitter, the entire manicure should be a thicker coat than the last attempt. So we'll see how that goes. The results of this will be in a later video after I've had it on for a few days. So I thought really the best way to compare classic Seche Vite with Seche Vive, which is supposed to have a little bit of a plumper gel-like finish, would be with a nice chunky glitter. So this is from Finger Paints. This is Daubigny's Garden, and I probably mangled that. I apologize. I got this for free when I renewed my Sally card, and you can see it's chunky and duochrome and sparkly and pretty freaking awesome. So I'm going to be applying 1 coat of this just to get started, and then for the maximum glitter payoff I'm going to be sponging the rest on. When I get done with that, my left hand is going to get Seche Vite and my right hand is going to get Seche Vive. You could definitely use a latex product or whatever barrier of your choice when you're doing the sponging. I didn't really feel like it was necessary. I felt like I could keep it pretty neat, and it was fairly easy to use an orange stick to get any little extra bits off the edge. Sometimes when I do use like Simply Peel, the area right between your nail and the Simply Peel, the glitter gets down in there and is even harder to remove than if you'd just been a little more careful with the application. I also do feel like sponging the glitter on, because you're getting rid of so much of the jelly base, almost leaves you with even more texture than just painting several coats of glitter. So hopefully this will be a really good test. On my left hand, as I mentioned, I'm going to be applying Seche Vite, and on my right hand, I'm going to be applying Seche Vive. Okay, it's been almost 10 minutes. Wanted to let this dry to the touch and then set just a little bit more. And I pretty much figured that I'd have to do at least 2 coats of both. And just touching them, I don't feel any difference right now. Like, one is not noticeably smoother than the others. So I'm going to move on to the second coat of each. And also, one thing I forgot to mention before is just make sure you don't have any overhanging bits of glitter on the tips or the sides of your nails, because even a really good top coat isn't going to take care of that, and that's going to be a place that can get caught on stuff. So I'm going to move forward now with the second coat. So after the second coat, I still don't really notice any different looks-wise, and they're smooth but lumpy, if you know what I mean. Both of them. You can't really feel the sharp edges of the glitter, but you can definitely still feel some texture. And they're very close, but if I had to choose a winner at this point, it would be Seche Vite. The Vive is very close, but I honestly thought there would be more of a difference, and I thought, after all the good things that I'd heard, that Vive would win over a glitter like this. I do think I'm going to go for a third coat, since, as I said, they're both still kind of lumpy, but I actually want to wait for them to fully dry. If you are a Seche Vite user, you know that it dries to the touch very quickly. I mean, usually by the time I paint all 10 nails, the first nail is dry. But if I were to take, let's say, an orange stick and really like gouge in there, you definitely could still gouge the polish, so you know it's not fully dry. So I want to give it some time to do that before I add the third coat and see if that makes a difference. So I think I'm probably going to go and eat dinner, and I'm not sure what I have on my slate for the rest of the evening. I'll either put on a third coat a couple hours later tonight, or I might even go to sleep and do it in the morning, because I've also had the experience, and maybe you have too, of going to bed with smooth glitter nails, and it's like while you sleep, the polish just drinks the top coat and you wake up and they're textured again. So I at minimum want to give this an hour or two to dry and add that third coat, and then I'll be back with my final thoughts. I did actually decide to just go to sleep last night, so we're here on the following day, and interestingly enough, both of these feel slightly smoother to me than they did last night. Almost like both formulas continue to self-level the whole time that they're fully drying. But they are still noticeably lumpy, so I'm going to go ahead and do one more coat on each hand. Vite on my left and Vive on my right. And whenever you have like a big gap in between, coats of polish, just want to make sure, of course, that your nails are really clean. You don't want any residue on there. You may even want to give it a swipe with like an alcohol wipe, although I'll confess I didn't go that far. I just made sure to wash my hands really well. So after 3 layers of top coat, this glitter is finally smooth. And I do feel like letting the first layers completely dry before adding that third layer played a big part in getting this smooth. As far as a winner between Seche Vite and Seche Vive, feeling them at the same time, it is so minor of a difference. But I think I have to give the win to Seche Vite. It feels slightly smoother, and it is the cheaper option. It's not a huge price difference between the two, but Vive is the more expensive. I mean, I'm definitely going to use it up. It's not a bad top coat, and it dries just as fast as Seche Vite. But as far as having a gel-like finish, I don't feel like I see any difference looking between these two hands, that one is better than the other. And like I said, the difference is so negligible, I don't think it even matters. I guess we'll see how they wear. As I mentioned, this is also my third test for the Madame Glam Peel Off Base Coat. So in that video, you'll be able to see how they look after a few days of wear, if they stay equally shiny. And maybe that'll change my mind if Vive stays shinier longer than Seche Vite, but I've never had a problem with Vite maintaining its shininess, so I'm pretty doubtful on that. But definitely do stay tuned if you are interested in that third peel off. Between the thick layer of base coat that I used and the thick layer of glitter and then 3 thick layers of top coat, if thinness of polish was the problem last time, that should be solved. As far as this glitter, I did want to mention, this is the first video I'm filming with my new ring light, and I do feel like it washes out some of the duochrome that you can see like in the sides of the bottle, just because it is so well lit that there's not the kind of low light and shadows that duochromes really show off best in. But I have a couple of outdoor pictures that I'll be including at the end of the video that really show off this polish. And there may eventually be a polish in motion for this. I recorded it, but I don't know if or when I'm going to get around to editing it. And if you're liking the look of this ring light, good, because this is the look going forward. The camera is now attached in the middle of the ring light, so we've got a slightly more top-down look than we were getting with my small tripod. And I'd love to hear you guys' feedback on that. I do have a little bit of wiggle room. I could adjust my camera a bit, but I feel like this really lets you see what I'm doing, and the ring light makes it so that, I mean, no matter where I'm like moving my hands around or over my other hand, you're really not getting any shadow. And this isn't even as bright as the ring light gets. I mean, if you count the clicks on its little dial, it's like 33 different brightness settings from the dimmest, which I'll actually show you guys here. Can dim it down like that, or you can really crank it up all the way to here, which I think is a bit much. And when I did some testing, it made my skin tone look a little bit weird, so I turned it down. Now I'm not sure where I am. The one downside to this is that I would say I wish it had kind of almost fewer options, and that they were marked so that I could really make sure I'm always using the same level of brightness. If you're curious about the ring light, there will be a link down in the information box. There's a section that lists all my equipment. And the set that I purchased came with both a tripod as well as a flexible tube. And then I purchased a desk stand separately, which I'm going to kind of zoom out and give you guys a look. Excuse my abused desktop, but these legs here are the legs of the desk stand, and I've got plenty of room in the middle here to obviously do my nails. Then the tube attaches at the back right here, goes up about a whole foot to the ring light, and then my camera right here. So those situations where before I might be like using a brush and hitting my camera, you can see now we've got plenty of room here. And so far, I'm really pleased with this purchase. It's kind of one of those things where I feel like I should have done it a while ago. But I've got it now, just in time for Water Marble March. And if you're looking forward to that as much as me, make sure you have your notifications turned on so you don't miss a thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this little comparison video, or at this point it's probably turned into a long, big comparison video. But in either case, I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, thanks for watching.